Coming to your service with gameplay of Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, and this weekend, of course, is Christmas New Weekend because Advanced Warfare has been out for a while now, and Christmas was pretty much a few days ago, like I don't know, 5 days or whatever. By the time you're seeing this, it might even be a week. Who knows? It might even be 10 years. I don't know if this video is gonna be up for 10 years, but let's hope something like that good happens. But basically, Christmas news are up, so that means I got 3 paladins in this game, baby. You can't handle me. You can't handle this swag. 3 paladins in one game. That is pretty epic. Of course, Christmas news made it possible. I want to thank you all for everyone who got the game on Christmas and basically sucks at the game. I want to thank you all personally for making my KD so nice now. Really, I could not do this without you. You guys are amazing. Woo! Shout out to you guys, man. Anyway, that's not the point of this video. What I wanted to do in this video is I wanted to go through why the idea of why gaming stuff is so expensive. And I got this idea from my friend slash cousin, because I call him a friend because if he was actually I don't know why I call him my friend. That just came out. But anyway, he wants to get a lot of stuff for Christmas and stuff like that, whether it be like gaming TVs or a headset or something like that. And I'm like going through and trying to help him out, trying to get tell him what products are good, tell him what prices are good and stuff like that. And I'm going through all of these headsets, and all I see is just expensive stuff after expensive stuff after expensive stuff. Everything's like hundreds of dollars plus, and like for even the smallest things, it's like 20 bucks. It's absolutely ridiculous. So let's go through some of the expensive items right here. So the first one I want to go through is, in my opinion, the most expensive gaming product out there. And what that is a SCUF controller. I think these are so expensive. My God. Okay, I'm on the SCUF page right now. I'm looking at a SCUF 1 FPS, which is basically the bare bones SCUF controller. There are even like special edition ones that go up to like $170 just for the controller with like a little, what's it called, decal or whatever. That's pretty insane. And the base model right now is 110. Basically, that means that if you were to buy a base controller from SCUF that has literally the only thing it has that's different from every other controller is paddles, it would cost you 60 bucks more than a normal controller does. And I'm saying like a normal controller costs 50 right now. This thing costs 110 just for a couple of paddles. Granted, those paddles are probably the most useful feature for a lot of people, but even still, it's pretty insane. Like $110 for something that it's like it's barely any different. Just a couple of paddles, which to me honestly should be no more than 30 bucks. Even though I do recognize them. So they also have this other option called electromagnetic remapping, EMR, and what that is it allows you to change the paddle buttons so that you do different functions. Let's say you don't want it to just be A and B, you want it to be, I don't know, grenade and jump or something like that. Or in Advanced Warfare's case, if you want to be used like the exo movements and jump or something like that, that would be another 25 bucks just for that itself. I do not know why this is not standard. I really do not know, because people don't just play one game. No one in this world plays only Call of Duty or only Battlefield or something like that. We play a variety of games, so those buttons are not that useful in every single game. It might be a different button that's more useful, so we want to switch that up. I do not know why it's a standard feature, especially why it costs 25 bucks in addition to that 60 bucks. Going to the options right here, if you want a special thumbstick, they cost $6 for each thumbstick left and right. Removing the rumbles, even just removing the vibration in your controller is like 4 bucks. The adjustable trigger grips are 17 bucks, which is absolutely insane. The grip can go from 15 to $25. There's even a control disc that basically makes your D-pad a circle, and that's 10 bucks. Let's go through over the design. If you want to make some LED changes, it's 20 bucks. It's 20 bucks for a specific like white LED background design, something like that. And the LED itself is a $10 upgrade to do. Man, total price is like 175 bucks. Let's put everything in. So I'm gonna go in, put the electromagnetic remapping, put a custom thumbstick for each one, remove the rumbles. Add adjustable triggers grips, add the adjustable trigger SCUF Pro grip, add a control disc, add let's see, look at the design, add basically the beast color package or whatever that is, add some LEDs and stuff like that. Add an FPS adjustable trigger scuff pro grip design. What the heck? Okay, might as well. I guess it basically just changes the color of your grip from black to green or white. Total price right now, without shipping or tax, is $216 for a base controller. A base controller, not a special design or anything. And what it has is a control disc, couple other sticks, an LED, a little bit of color changes, a grip, and some paddles, and boom. That made you go from a $50 item to a $216 item. It's absolutely insane. Granted, a lot of people say, you know, it's a controller, so you use it a lot. But in my opinion, this should be no more than $150. It's just absolutely insane. $150 to me sounds very reasonable. It sounds like a price I would pay for this, $115. But the fact that it's above $200, it's 75 bucks more almost, if you include tax and shipping, and even if you include the 5% discount that a lot of YouTubers do nowadays. That's a lot. That is a lot of money. Second item we're looking at here is the Astro headsets line. The A50 wireless headset, which basically includes a wireless A50, which you cannot connect to your phone at all unless you have the transmitter cable, which is an additional cable that costs, I don't know, like 10 bucks or something. If you want that A50 with the transmitter, that is 300 bucks. And it includes, I have it myself, it's a fantastic headset. It absolutely, it's in my opinion, it's probably the best gaming headset on the market for a wireless headset that gives surround sound. But the optical cabling includes with it's garbage. It's so weak. Like I feel like every time I touch it, it's about to break. And like it's still made of, like, you know, plastic and stuff like that in some areas, which isn't bad. It's a good headset and all, but I just feel like 300 bucks. My God. If you know what you can get for 300 bucks, it's absolutely insane. And that's not even mentioning like stuff like the A40 headset, which is by itself a $150 headset, which I think it's a little bit more reasonable because it's a wired headset, and I think it's fantastic. But if you add in the transmitter and stuff like that, it's like $250 for a wired headset, and you still need some other stuff to get. And especially if you're gonna get the Xbox One edition for the A40 headset, which you pretty much need for some people who don't want to go out and get the regular sort of Microsoft adapter, that's $200 on itself. Plus, if you want surround sound on your Xbox, you're gonna have to add in another $130 to add in the extend transmitter. So overall, you're getting an A40 headset for Xbox One for 330 bucks. For Xbox One, just because you have an Xbox One compared to the PS4. That's garbage for me. I feel like this price should be 250. I feel like the A50 should be 250. I know it's a great product and all, but it's still like 250. I think sounds much more reasonable, because $300 is just, I feel like 250 is the break point. 250, anything above that, that's just like you're just adding on now, and stuff like that. I know, you know, it's a good headset, and a lot of people I really like Astro, but I mean, come on. Plus, I mean, the speaker tags for the A40 are 25 bucks each. 25 bucks for a little magnetic plate that, I mean, I don't see this thing costing more than, what, I don't know, $5 for a complete set or something. So they're making like 20 bucks in profit. Moving on, for a gaming TV, this is the BenQ 1 millisecond gray to gray, 144 hertz, all that, you know, all that jazz, the 3D TV and all that stuff. The latest model for the XL2430T, I believe. It's, my God, it's $376 on Amazon. That's pretty ridiculous. If you want the hybrid version, which is called the BenQ G-Sync Hybrid Engine 24-inch gaming monitor XL2420G, that's 600 bucks for a 24-inch monitor. I can get a brand new 55-inch smart TV for that price. It's pretty insane how how expensive this stuff is. That, I mean, even the tiny stuff like Control Freaks, 15 bucks. Okay. Yes, they're 15 bucks. They're not hundreds of bucks, but these things are so small. I mean, 15 bucks is the size of, is 3 foot long from Subway. It's pretty ridiculous. I think this thing should be like 5 bucks, honestly. I mean, if you look at Nintendo's Amiibos, those things are like 13 bucks, and what they do is like they're like AI characters in your game, and it's like a little statue you get. What I'm trying to say here is that all this stuff is so overpriced, man. It's ridiculous. I don't know how these things can get any more expensive. It just boggles my mind why people, you know, want to just pay for this. And I know this video has been sort of a rant so far, And here's the sort of turning point that I'm gonna give you. These headsets and TVs and controllers and stuff like that, they're expensive for a reason, and the reason is not because they're all amazing, which they are, of course. But of course, I mean, if they were to be insanely amazing, I think they would be a little bit cheaper, right? The reason why they're so expensive is because they're all made by small companies. The names I've been shouting out to you: Scuf, Astro, BenQ, Control Freak. These are not big name companies. These are not. This is not Microsoft. This is not a Sony product. This is not a licensed Bose or Beats product or something like that. Or even the TV. It's not a Sony or Samsung or Vizio or Sharp or whatever those TV brand names are. You know, they're not widely recognized. So the people who do buy these products, they have to spend so much money because there's not that many people who buy these products. There's not that many people who are super passionate enough about gaming to spend. Literally, if you added up all those things that I told you, it would probably be around $1,000. $1,000 for all the stuff that I just listed, because each thing itself would cost, you know, on average like $200 minimum. If you add on like additional stuff, then that's it's pretty ridiculous. I just feel like the gaming community is so strong, and we have to go through this stuff because there's just not a lot of people in it. I mean, I know, like, you know, if they're like Scuf and Astro and stuff like that, those are all great products. I have Astro headsets myself. I've been using them for many years now, and they're fantastic headsets. I mean, of course, I'm sure I don't have a BenQ TV myself, but I know they're fantastic. Control Freaks are, I think, one of the best additions to your gaming lineup, just because, you know, they are only $15, not like hundreds of bucks, and I think they do help over time. Scuf controller I don't have. I don't know if it's worth it. That's the main reason that's pulling me off. And I feel like if these prices were to be much cheaper, I feel like so many more people would be willing to buy them. Because right now, if I tell you an Astro headset, you're not going to be thinking, oh, that thing's only like $100. Don't worry about it. You're going to be thinking 200 minimum, and that's on sale for some of these things. It's pretty ridiculous. I mean, there are a lot of companies that do take advantage of people. I know Bose in particular is a pretty much notorious brand for doing this. Some of their like sound systems cost like $3,000 on their own, without all the accessories you need anyway. So it's pretty ridiculous, you know, what we have to go through. But I think, in the grand scheme of things, if I was to say if this is a necessary step that they should do, I would sort of it's hard to say. It's hard to say, really, because I think this really does hurt the consumer a lot. I mean, if you're paying what is it, like, you know, $200 for a controller, $300 maybe for a headset with all the accessories and stuff you might need, and like $400 for, you know, pretty much a fantastic gaming TV. I think the best cheap gaming TVs are themselves like $200, which I think is a much more reasonable price. But then again, that's like a few years old. Those models are, you know, a few years old. It just doesn't make sense. I really feel like companies should really, you know, sort of get their act together, make things cheaper, and make things more widely available. Why is it that BenQ is only in Amazon? Why don't I see these things in Best Buy? Why is it that Astros are so less known? I think it's because people are just sort of shying away from it. Because, I mean, if you look at the leading headsets right now, they're all really cheap headsets. Like, I think the most amount of money that people spend is like $100 on headsets. So it's not a good feeling to know that, you know, you're paying so much more money for these things. But then again, I mean, if you look at the company's case, it sort of does make sense, and you sort of do feel for these companies that are, you know, that are gaming companies that really do cater to you, that are, you know, sponsoring some of the biggest like MLG's things, and that are like a big part of the community. But I don't know. I feel like they should be cheaper. Anyway, that's been my sort of I'm not gonna call this a rant. I'm gonna call this an educational video of why stuff is expensive in our things. And even though it does sound like a bit of a rant, but I do honestly feel like, you know, if prices were just shortened by even about like 25%, like $150 for a Scuf controller with all the options that I just listed, I think that's a pretty nice deal. I think that's a fantastic deal overall. And it's not. I'm gonna say one final thing. The Scuf controller I said, it's not like something that you can just get and it'll come to you in like a couple days. You know, from the people I know who have it, they said it took them like a month to get and stuff. And for me, that's kind of that's such a long time. Like, I feel like people should take a little bit more responsibility for their products. Not to say that their products are bad or anything like that. Like I said a million times in this video before, they're all great products. It just doesn't seem like they're like, you know, that it's the best for us personally. Anyway, that's been my commentary for today. I hope you guys have been enjoying Christmas, and you know, I just wanted to sort of say this because it was Christmas time and everything, and the sales were going on, and I was still like, oh my gosh, the sales need to go a little bit more. So anyway, thank you all for watching. Please subscribe if you have not done so already, and let me know, you know, do you think, I really want to know, because this has sort of been something that I've said myself, that pretty much everything is expensive, that the reason why people are doing this is a small company. I haven't really heard this about anyone. This is a lot of my ideas that I do say are completely original, so I'm a little bit worried as to see what people are going to say. So please let me know, do you think stuff's expensive? Do you think it should be cheaper, or do you think it's fine as it is? Anyway, thank you all for watching. See you guys in my next video. Peace out, guys.